Alright guys, so today I'm just going to show you quickly a repot on this Miltassia Shelob Tolkien that I bought at Trader Joe's. Actually, there's two spikes, one right there, one right there, and it's just about time to repot it. You know, it's pretty full and it's got a whole bunch of new growth, so we're just going to give it a new home so it's got some more space. So first off, with any orchid repot that you do, you're going to want to take it out of its old pot and get rid of all the old media. So that's what this little bucket's here for. So we're just going to squeeze the pot a little bit, get it out, get rid of the old pot. And I had a feeling that most of these roots died, and I think I'm gonna be right on that. So this may not be the most gentle repot you've ever seen. So all I'm gonna be doing right now is just getting rid of all the old soil that the growers used. It's not really ideal for my setup. I will be repotting into a bark moss mix, just something that drains a little bit better and is a little bit more suitable for my growing type. So right now, just gonna dig out all the old medium and cut off any dead roots, and I will be right back. So as you can see, I've gotten rid of most of the media, a lot of the old dead roots. This is kind of a soil mix, so it's kind of hard to dig out with your fingers. So I'm just going to give this a spray with the hose, and I will show you what it looks like after. So this is going to be about as good as it gets for this one. I just dug out all the old soily medium. I kind of cut out the moss ball that orchid nurseries kind of tend to put there as seedlings. And yeah, we're left with mostly good roots. There's some dead ones, but I don't really have the time to dig every single one out right now. But now let's get into its new home. Alright, so this 6-inch pot is going to be what I repot this orchid into. I understand it doesn't have a lot of roots right now, and normally you don't want to overpot orchids, but I'm pretty confident in the root production of this one because of how many new growths it's got. I think it's going to fill up this pot really quickly. So yeah, that's what we're going to go with. So I normally like to start with a little tray of goodies. Boom. So I know it's kind of hard to see, but that's going to be my bark mix. I do have a small bark mixed with like a medium bark, and that just works best for me. I also like to use sphagnum, just in a tasteful way, just to kind of retain some moisture. I don't pot anything in full sphagnum. I just kind of use it to retain some moisture where it's needed. So we're going to take that, and this is going to be our little repotting tray. So here's our pot. I usually like to start, just throw some in the bottom of the pot. Just a good layer. Maybe that's a little better. And then just kind of see where exactly this thing is going to want to sit. So I would say we should pot it somewhere like that. So we're going to want some more bark. And so I know this is kind of my first repotting video, but for those of you that don't know, epiphytic orchids tend to be potted in bark because it most accurately recreates their natural environment, which is them living in trees. So that's why I'm using bark, a bark mix, and then this moss just kind of retains some moisture for it. It's kind of hard to do this one-handed. Just kind of gonna give it a comfortable little bed of moss that it can kind of mix in and sit on. And then we're just gonna throw some more bark on top. You want to make sure that all the bark gets inside the root ball, so you're going to see me kind of mixing it up a lot. There we go, something like that. I I did kind of run out of bark, so I'm probably going to go run and grab some more and top this off, and then probably give it a top dressing of moss just to kind of support the new growth's roots.
So we're just going to make sure that the level's kind of where we want. Throw in some more bark, tack it down, make sure it's tight in there, but you don't want to damage any of the roots. Also, I'm probably going to have to tie this up because it's looking like it's actually two smaller plants in one pot. And so it's kind of wanting to flop apart from each other.
Alright, so the bark is packed in there pretty solid. I might give it a top dressing of moss just to retain some moisture. And then I'm going to stabilize it with some stakes. So first I'm going to kind of locate where the spikes are. So there's one spike, and I'm going to use these stakes to stabilize the plant and then eventually stake the spikes. So it's kind of convenient that they're on opposite sides because I'm just going to place one stake on this side of the pot and then turn it around. We're going to find the other spike, and there's the other spike, and it's coming out right there. And so we're just going to find that. Be careful not to break the spike. And we're just going to stick this stake in right there. And now I'm going to take just a piece of floral wire. There we go. And I'm just going to kind of wrap it under the underside of the plant lightly. You don't want the wire to kind of dig into the plant at all. Very lightly. This is just kind of to keep the plant together. So I've wrapped it. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's going all the way around the plant. And then I'm just going to take this part right here, twist it so it's secure. There we go. Maybe slide it up a little bit just to make sure that it's holding the plant up. And there we go. Freshly repotted. I could just smell that the media was getting kind of old, and it was also in spikes, so I figured why not just give it some fresh bark to grow in with all these new growths so that it'll be off to a great start. But yeah, this has been kind of a really quick repot on this Miltassia type orchid. Alright guys, well sorry about how quick this video was. I just kind of wanted to give you the basics on how to repot a Miltassia or Untitled type orchid. I didn't really go too much into the care or culture of these, just kind of straight to the point on if you really need to repot one of these, what to do exactly. Alright, well thanks again guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it, or let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. I would really appreciate that. I'm going to try and post more videos just like this, so I hope you guys enjoy. We'll see you next time.